When I was very little, my parents left me there with my grandmother, and so my grandmother stayed with me for a while, and so I remember you know, the river, playing soccer with my cousins, having fun with them, like going to school, and just being with my grandmother. I remember getting in the car. I was like amazed of how like the trees moved because I've never been in a car. My name is Karina Alvarez and I am documented. I got to the United States, right? And so I remember crying every day because I missed my grandmother. My grandmother passed away, and so I have nowhere to go to. I have the home that I once knew is not there anymore. The joy and the happiness and the memories will not be there anymore. There's drug cartels there that organize the community there, and the community knows, and so I know that if I go back, it'd be pretty dangerous, and especially exposing my son, who doesn't speak fluent Spanish, and he's fair skinned, he's white complected, and so that also would make him a target. Where then my mother decided to to put me into school, and then a lady with the lady, when she was about to register me, said, "Oh, why are you going to bother registering your daughter if she's undocumented? She won't get to be anything." So then my mother spoke to the principal to see what she can do, if she was able to like accept me, and she said yes, and don't worry about that. She's going to be something. I found out that I was undocumented was when all my friends wanted to. We were planning senior year. We were planning our crew. What was our crew's name going to be? The activities we were going to do, the events we were going to plan, and so one of our first thing was to register without our parents. And so we all had our registration packets, and we went, and they just didn't want to give me my schedule because I did not have a social security number in my packet. And so that is when I went home and very upset. I told my mom, "Why? How could you not?" Because to me it was embarrassing. I remember that day clearly. It was embarrassing, them saying, "You need a social security." And I was very like, "What? I don't have one." "Yes, you need it." But I was like, "But this is all I have." And so I was arguing with that lady, and I came home and just demanded to have my social security, and that is when my parents had to have that conversation with me. I've always known that I wanted to go to college. I've always participated in high school and extracurriculars activities, so I always knew that I wanted to be something. And so it was very difficult. But still at that time, I did not realize what being undocumented mean, because when I did tell my friends, they said, "Oh, you don't even look undocumented." Like, well, what did they expect? You speak good English, they said. It's like I just didn't understand what being an undocumented person was. Like, I did not, because I didn't need to have, like at that point, I didn't need to have a job. I didn't need to have a car because I had my friends driving me everywhere. I didn't need those things that some other people need, right? And take advantage of. So I didn't really need those things. But when it came to like college, then that's when I started to realize that it was a big deal to be undocumented. I started hearing about the Dreamer movement, and I wanted to do something, and I was stuck in Laredo, and I could not travel. I could not travel to the conventions, travel and meet other dreamers. So I wanted to start something in Laredo. And so it was just very difficult. And the people that I did get to meet, because I would be very observant of the people, and if I see that they did not take advantage of opportunities that are granted for citizens, and if I see that they would make certain decisions that I would make as an undocumented student, then I would reach out to them and kind of like ask questions where it would lead to, "Oh yeah, I'm undocumented." And so that is how I started kind of like feeling a little better, but because I was very observant of them. And so, but still, even at that point, they did not want to do anything with me in the university. So they were very afraid. Since President Trump was elected, so now we have more of a fear, because now the immigration laws and the, what do you call it? Now their goal is different. you know, and so now I think we're all vulnerable, and what we've been hearing in the news, we're all vulnerable. So now we are scared as opposed to before. And I think one of the fears of not coming out is that Laredo is not as big as San Antonio or any major cities, and so dreamers, they also are scared that people have the wrong misconceptions, and so they would probably call, you know, ICE or Border Patrol and say, oh, this person has family members that might be undocumented, so, you know, they just don't want to be put in that situation because they came out with their story. And I think that's very, very hard to consider. They're scared of losing their jobs too, and so it's not where, like, my principal was, you know, happy and excited for this. It's not the same for other teachers that are documented or other people in other places that are documented. So that is another reason that I've heard why they don't choose to come out, you know. And if they do go to the rallies, they say, oh, I'm here as an ally, or, you know, because they don't want to put themselves at risk being around people that are Trump supporters and having Fox on the news all the time. They feel threatened, and so they don't want to feel threatened at work either. Now, like, I've also had some thoughts like being undocumented is giving me the drive ever since I found out. Like, I've always wanted to go to college, but now it's like I want to do more, just to make people know that that I can do it too.